Okay, I can hear the beat. That means it's on. Okay, so this is going to start a series of videos, a whole playlist, if you will, of just talking about one thing in particular. The way that I want to express this here in this diagram is just one way of looking at this idea to bring it into simplification for you. So what we're talking about is now, right here, right now. And I'm not the first one to explain right now. I mean, this is no secret. This is just another way that, I like to look at it, or I like to describe it right now to make it as easy as possible to understand. So right now is where everything is being experienced. It is, you can say, where everything is happening. That's where happening happens. It's where direct experience is happening. And this is where all sensation occurs. This is where all the images flash up in your mind. This is where you're having the experience right here, right now. Okay, so I drew that kind of in the middle with this little spark, and you see these arrows that's coming off of right now. Of course, even me writing right now or saying right now, it's no longer right now. There's nothing newer than now. It's the genesis point. It's the generation of the experience. It's happening right here, right now, right at the exact moment that you picked up the vibration. And then it goes into this field, if you will, of presence or awareness. And the limits of what your presence could be, or the limits of your awareness, are determined by your beliefs. How far do you think your mind can go? How contained do you have all the ideas of what you're capable of and what consciousness is? That's what determines your field of awareness, or how much you could be aware of. And then beyond that, what I wrote was, you have your past here, your future out here. So this is now spreading out into a mental experience. So here it's a direct heart-to-heart experience happening, and then it goes into a mental experience. That's happening now too. All this is happening now. It's just you're experiencing it in two different ways. There's the immediate direct experience of it actually happening, and then there's the mental experience of you interpreting it and essentially living out the drama or the story or the mental experience as you see fit, as you've been taught to see fit. And that is how we experience time. Past and future are all within a mental experience. So over here, what I drew was this little eye here and the word attention, and that same little spark. It's the same idea, the spark right here. This is where your attention is where now is. Okay, you could almost look at like this is like, actually now the whole thing kind of does look like an eye. But anyway, and I wrote a little dotted line here that goes all over the place. And this spark shows up all throughout your past. It projects into the future. But it's really coming from right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm actually trying to create a serious point here, like sharpen off a point, hone out a point, and show you that it's actually right here, right now, and it's right under your nose, always has been. The reason why we don't have the full-on direct experience of right now being everything there is because of all of that, because of the mental experience. All that stuff's been sorted out by you, and that which you can be aware of is contained within that. So the point right here, right now, that I'm also making is that if you could learn to direct your attention, that's your awareness on a focal point, that's your awareness focused on, something. It comes to a singular point where awareness diffuses or unfocuses into many, many points. That's, basically the basic operation of how consciousness works. If you could align your attention with right here, right now, which means getting, you could say, transcending the mental experience, getting beyond it, not necessarily eliminating it, but recognizing that there's more going on right now. That really what's going on right now is unthinkable. It's unfathomable. You can't encapsulate all of what's going on right now in your mind. You couldn't put it all in there. You couldn't put all the words in your vocabulary together and actually contain what's happening right now. Well, you could try, and that's what I'm trying to do, by pointing out that right now is actually everything happening. And again, I can explain this many different ways, from many different angles. This is just one. And this too is also temporary. And this is not containing what really right now really is. It's just one idea, and I wanted to show you to see what you think, and I hope that you like it. I hope that it makes sense, at least for now. But we're going to get into this more. We're going to get into how directing your attention into the now and fully immersing yourself right here, right now, will expand and dissolve the limits of your awareness, of your mind, to take in more of what the universe is actually trying to show you. And it's just for you. It's happening for you. And you experience this one great now that's always ever happening. That's all you've ever experienced. And when you think back to the past of all the things you've ever experienced, man, you're doing it right now. And when you project into the future and wonder of all the possibilities of where your life could take you, and including all of the despairing thoughts and all of the worries that you have, you're doing that right now. It's all a question of where you're directing your attention, where you're directing your right now, your now. So everybody has it. Everybody owns this. Everybody has their own right now, yet we all share it, and it's the same right now. And this is where we make our connections. This is where we get to know each other. This is where connections made. This is where things are created. This is where everything's done. And we use the mind, the mental experience, to create the symbols and the words to define what right now means to us, and that's what we express to everybody, what we think is going on right now. That's what everyone is talking about. In any avenue, in any aspect, off of any topic. It's just their mind's interpretation, their identification, expressing what they think right now really is. And I'm saying it's this. So what do you think of that? I hope you like it. Thank you.